Very good morning, all. Thanks for joining. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Thanks for confirmation. Guys, myself, Rajesh. So I'm your instructor for this training course. This completely the course for Devops with the Amazon Web Services Mastering Program for 2.5 months. And today and tomorrow, I'm going to a clear explanation of this program, what it is. And after you learning this, so what is your future and how you can apply the jobs and what are the helps you can take from our side. Everything I can explain here. In case of any doubts, so you can please stop and ask me. No problem. The session is in recording. So make sure everybody in the mute. And in case of any doubts, you please come out of mute and you have a full admin rights and you can talk to me. No issues on that. And whenever you have any questions asking to you, you please reply. We have some reactions in the WebEx tool. You can please use that one. Thank you very much. So guys, I'm from Hyderabad. I have total 16 plus years of experience in IT in different technologies, networking, Windows, Citrix, VMware, Amazon Web Services, DevOps technology, and Microsoft Azure. So these are the tools and services I worked so far. Still, I'm working in one of the MNC company. So during my free times, I'll be teaching here. So most of the trainings will be in the morning time only. So if anybody is interested only in the morning time, so I can take up the classes. So there is no batches we are running at evening times. So I'll be supporting for US based a client. So I don't get any chance to work the trainings at evening times. So coming to my education, so I completed my graduation in BSc. The technology was biotechnology. So based on my interest, I moved to the technology. I have attended a multiple computer programs which is conducted by NIT. So I have got a placements and I joined it as a network operating center engineer. That is my first job. So later on, I moved to a server administrator in Windows technology. And later on, I moved to a mail server administrator. That is called Exchange server administrator. Then virtualization administrator in VMware, Citrix, Microsoft Hyper-V. And the next generation model with the virtualization, so cloud computing. So since 2014 and 15, I started working in Amazon Web Services with a DevOps. And whenever a time permits, so few projects I'll be handling in Microsoft Azure also. Okay. So right now I'm not running any Microsoft Azure program. So based on my time permit, so in this batch, I'll give you a parallelly overview of Microsoft Azure services also. So I did many certifications in my past career. So like a VMware certified program, Cisco certified engineering, Citrix certified sales professional, Amazon Web Services in solution architect associate, and a solution architect professional. So recently I completed my Six Sigma certification also. So that we call as a green belt certification, which is the most privileged certificate in the environment. So my interests are blog writing, so content writer, the technology trainer for corporate and personal and the collaborations calls, and I'm an entrepreneur for one of the startup based software development company based out in Hyderabad. We deals the projects, cloud, DevOps, application development, mobile, and web-based services. So I'm helping to set up the on-premises data centers too. Okay, that is about me. Okay, without wasting of our time, let's start about the program agenda for today's. So today in this program, I'm going to explain, so what is a DevOps? And in the DevOps, what is the life cycle we are following? So if you understand the life cycle, if you don't have any questions, we will move to what is the importance in the DevOps life cycle. Cloud computing we are using and we need to learn, and why we need to learn Amazon Web Services comparing with other technologies like Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Oracle Cloud, IBM Cloud, DigitalOcean. There are different services are available. And once that is completed, then we will discuss about DevOps roadmap. So DevOps roadmap, which will give you a clear-cut instruction. So what is the next 2 months, 2.5 months program, and what are the services you need to learn in the DevOps and tools and services? And what are the real-time knowledge you need to learn in this program? And what type of projects you will be conducting? And on day-to-day basis, what are the kind of tools and services you used from our training? And so the next, what are the helps we can give you for each individual persons who join in this batch number 117? And finally, so what are the job opportunities outside? And with this program, whatever the roadmap we created, so the particular program, whether it is suitable to get into the job in the real-time environment, that I can show you in a live. So this is about the course agenda for today's class. Before starting, I hope so nobody have any questions. So I can start the program now. Are you okay?
Yes.
Thank you very much. So first we will discuss about what is meaning of SDLC. So when you want to learn DevOps, so the DevOps is not a technology, first of all. Listen, DevOps is not a technology. There is no company named DevOps. Maybe you will get a DevOps if you go to the website, okay? And maybe some website is available, but that is not a company, for your information. So DevOps is a kind of a knowledge sharing, a community center, okay? So if you are following these models, if you're following these paths, if you're following these strategies, you will be in the better way. That's it. Okay. So that is not a technology. So most of the people that creating a logos, different logos in the market, okay, in a social media, they'll be promoting there in a wrong way. Okay. So first of all, DevOps is not a technology. So DevOps is a process, a culture. Okay. It's a kind of path. Okay. So DevOps derives that they'll be explaining and to help of the software development lifecycle. Software development lifecycle. If you are using the DevOps model, and you will get a good profit instead of you are using existing model system. So before we learn what is meaning of DevOps and tools and services program? First, we'll understand what is meaning of general, what is a process in software development lifecycle. So I hope you're seeing my screen. This diagram will give you a, a client, okay, client and a service provider. The between that, what are the phases we are following to complete the project and delivering the applications to the client. So this complete process we will be explaining in this image. Okay. So different companies are there, but I'm taking small example and I'm explaining what is meaning of SDLC. Then in the SDLC, why we need to use DevOps process. So in general, in the software development lifecycle, if a project we have taken from the client, some XYZ client is there. So guys, nowadays, popular e-commerce and websites are available. Okay. So like we have a Zomato, Zepto, okay, Mintra. So many websites are there. Swiggy. So these all websites and mobile applications are given by some company to other service provider. The service provider is following these all phases to completing the project and delivering to the customer. So then customers are accessing those applications from their PCs, their laptops, from their mobiles. So nowadays you can take any applications. Most of the applications are web-based applications. Web-based means either from you can access from PC through browser, either you can access from the mobile devices like iPhone, Android phones like that. So let's take example here. Suppose the company name is Zomato. Okay, it's an online food delivery company. So before they starting the company, so directly over the night, okay, they have decided we want to start the company name called Zomato. The next day morning, they are not started the company. So first they'll review the environment, okay, the locality, and find out some kind of information. Then those information they'll be gathered by a people in this company and board of the people in the project. And those information will be given to a service provider to creating an application, develop the application. So these persons giving the project to a service-based companies, okay, different people are there, different companies, they're giving it. So once they're giving that project requirement, they will create a statement of work. SOW will be created, and based on the SOW, so the person will be, the service-based company will be, some amount will be quoting on the quotation and will be sending to this client. So client will collect all the quotation from the different companies, service providers, and who is the best company, and based on the whatever the quotation was given, so who will be very less quote. So maybe in out of the less quote also, and what are the process they will be using and how fast they can deliver it. So they will choose one of the best service provider. So then they will start initial discussion, okay, request for proposal. So based on your requirement for this application, they will gathering the information in the requirement analysis. They will create some documents and sending to the client for approval. Example, this company owner name is Mr. John. Okay, let's take example. The company owner name is Mr. John. So the person, example myself, I'm the company owner. Okay, so I'm sending to John. Hey John, so as per our discussion, so your application will be, we need to create in this stage by stage. Okay, so these are the information I have collected from the initial discussion with you and your team. And once we complete this application development, these are the outputs and these are the features you will get. So In case of any discrepancy in this particular requirement analysis report, can you please let me know? I can modify before we start designing the project. So what is meaning of design? Let me tell you in layman terminology. Example, Mahesh. So Mahesh is one of the software development one of the senior software developer in Hyderabad. So he planning to buy a land and he want to construct the apartment or maybe individual house, maybe a villa, a duplex, a triplex. So when he's purchasing the land and based on the his dream house, he will purchase it. Then he will not directly hire one person to construct the house. So before constructing, so whatever his ideas, he will put down into the paper and he'll go to some civil engineer and architect and he will explain all these requirements. I need this much of parking area. I need this much of greenery area. And so in first floor, these many bedrooms, and then I need a home theater. I need a swimming pool. So all the requirements he will explain. This information will be gathered by a civil engineer or architect, and he will prepare the diagram. So the blueprint of your house, that is called design, your house plan. Same way the software also, before we start working, developing the application, we will design the application in the software portal. Software portal. So there is a Microsoft planning tools, project tool is available. So there's a different tools available. Okay. So those tools they will use, they will prepare the design of your application. So in the requirement analysis, I'm sending to the request analysis approval from the John. John is approved. Yes, Rajesh. So whatever the initial discussion, so whatever the requirement you have mentioned, okay, you have mentioned. So successfully, you can please start your designing work. So I don't have any questions. So he will be sending a written approval through email. Okay, guys. So I'll take a small example for you. You know, right? I have a startup company. Right now, I'm dealing with one software project recently, 2 days back. Okay, I'll show you. I'll lively show you. So how the project I can send for quote. Okay. Perfect. I have changed the names, everything. So due to confidentiality of this project. So you can see here, this is a project document. So here I'm preparing the phase by phase, the work which I mentioned in this particular software development lifecycle, requirement analysis, design, coding, testing, deployment, production support, everything I mentioned in this particular sheet, brother. Okay, so requirement collection, analysis, feasible study, design, coding, testing, installation, maintenance. So these are the project. Suppose, guys, if I'm selecting this, so maybe I'm planning to start my project 2023, so May, and today's date is 6, right? 7, 8. By Monday, I'm going to start the project. When I hit enter, my project will start the first week result, second week result, third week result, fourth week result, fifth week result. Everything I can track easily in this particular system. Okay, don't worry, guys. This type of tools and services I can give you. You can build it. But initially, whoever learning this program, you'll not become as a directly managing the projects. You will be into L1, L2 level only. You don't deal with the projects to directly with the client because, okay, yes, even I'm working in the company, whatever the work company, I deals with the project. I do work on the sales project also. And I have a own company. I'm also dealing with this kind of preparing the documentations and I'm sending this, right? Suppose this is one of the hospital project in abroad. So they required these are the informations is needed, Rajesh. So I have collected all the information in this particular requirement collection. So then these almost how many items? 20 items I'm sending to the client. Mr. John, can you please approve these? These are the uh, requirement collection. I'm going to develop this application. They will approve it. So when I'm taking the requirement collection, I'm sending approval, I will do analysis. So whether the customer is not completely, they have a full technical knowledge people. So what they will do, first we will analyze these features is required or not. Maybe when we are applying these features, whether they have some kind of complications. Let me tell you one information. So recently, one company came and is asking to develop a web application. So the web application is like a betting application. You know, right? Dream 11, similar kind of applications they need to they need to build similar kind of cloned application, but we are not completing all the features in the dream level because recently in government of India, okay, so as per RBI guidelines and security guidelines, betting apps and some kind of financial applications are blocked out. You know, right? Last 6 months few applications are blocked because of they are not following the RBI guidelines. So if I prepared any applications, okay, so definitely the customer need to log in on the application. So once the customers are logging in, so what is a use company? They need to pay, they need to take the plans, maybe like a silver, gold, branch, diamond, different plans will be there. Based on that, they will be paying an amount. So how they'll pay? How they will pay? So they pay through payment gateways. So what are the payment gateways are there? So Razorpay, InstaMojo. So different gateways are there. If I'm including this particular payment gateways in my applications, okay. First of all, as per RBI guidelines, the Razorpay will not approve it because of it is a betting app. Even it's a betting app, we need to follow the guidelines. Then only they will approve for the payments. So these all are problems will be there. I'm just helping. This is one of the example, guys. Don't take it. This is a complete project. Okay. This is one of the example, one of the project. Okay. So these are the features may not be I'm implementing in this project. Maybe they can take a additional help. Okay. Maybe paying extra amount and they will contact with the vendor or service based company, they will be implementing these ideas. So 100% sometimes it is not possible to develop. Partial applications also can be developed. So everything will be discussed in this proposal form. Everybody understand? And the phase number 1. So once they are confirm this project, so we are going to start. So as per the budget, so they can release it. Example, quote will be, we will be deciding like this. The code will be deciding like this. So what are the technology we are using, and each technology, how many hours we need to spend to develop this application, and estimated cost will be, we will be presenting here the total project cost we will be mention this almost 10,170 US dollars is required. Okay, example I'm giving this. So based on the terms and conditions, they will pay us and we'll start working on the project. So come back here. So once the requirement analysis is over, I'll go for design. So who will design this project? So the person has a good knowledge on infrastructure knowledge and application knowledge. The person will build application. Minimum to minimum, okay, more than 8+ years of experience is needed. Okay, so who called as architect? The person who called as architect who designed the project. Yes, my role is architect. I'm a cloud architect. So handling the both on-premises and cloud-based applications infrastructure I'll be creating. Okay, end-to-end solutions, high availability, fault tolerance, securities, all type of plannings and solutions I'm providing. Yes, depends on my experience. Okay. So this designation is not for all. Very, very few people are available. They will take care of it. So in my first slide, I explained that I certified Six Sigma because of this architect. So next, once architecture plan, again we'll be sending to the client, will go for verification. So they will check that, okay, this application once developed, this is the interface will be, these are the pages, these are the menus, these are the header, these are the footer. So everything they will be verified by the client team. So once there, everything looks good. So logo creation and UI, user interfaces configuration, everything we will be updated in this design. So while designing in the plan, guys, I know and what are the teams will be involving in this project to develop front end, back end, middle end. These are the information I will be updated there. Maybe front end, okay, these are the technology people are there. Example, Angular, React.js, maybe some kind of Java, maybe HTML, CSS. So these are the technologies needed to build this front end. So backend, so what type of backend? I need to store this information on the to run this application on the web-based server. So it's a middle server. So there is a Apache, Windows web services. We need to build it. So these environment where we can build, maybe in the on-premises environment, either in the cloud system. Which one is the best cloud? So Amazon Web Services, Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, one who will be the best service provider in the market. So we will choose that one. Then next, and after web server is responding the web page, the data will be updating in the web page, right? Where we need to store the data. On the backend, we need to maintain the database servers like MySQL, MongoDB, Oracle, different database servers. So what type of database is required for this application? So everything I'll be designing it. Everything will be designed it. So after that, so I'll be sending this complete information. I already explained, right? How many people are required, how much hours is required. Everything I already prepared it. So then they will be giving a approval to start working on the project. That is called development. That is called development. So in the development, okay, so the complete project depends on the size, maybe small application, medium application, maybe enterprise application. The application features will be dividing into small groups. We called as modules. The application will be dividing into small groups. We called as modules. So each module will be managed by module lead. So in this module, so we have different teams they'll be maintained. So example, the project was dividing into 4 modules, brother. Okay, 4 modules. So these 4 modules will be managed by 4 different modules because if it's a big application, right? So in each module, so we have a coding team will be there, and we have a building team will be there, and third one is testing team will be there. Okay, these many people are required? Yes. Let me tell you what are the roles and responsibility for coding, building, and testing. Okay. So coding means based on the a design, we will hire the people into the project. Example, I told you, so my project is actually hospital application development, HIS, Hospital Information System. My application name is Hospital Information System. Maybe this is a food delivery application, FDA, food delivery application. So based on that, the front end, so I have decided these are the coding is required, maybe Angular or React.js something. So the particular coding team people will be working in the coding team here. So they only build a code based on the requirement. Please go on mute. Okay. So example, Java, .NET, React.js, Angular, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Different coding technologies are available based on the project they will start working at. So after building an application, after creating a coding, okay, directly the code will not run on the server. So what we will do? The code will be sending to the next team we call as build team. So they'll build application. How they build? They'll use a different type of tools like a Maven, Ant, okay, or maybe Gradle. So different tools and services they'll use it. Okay, different tools and services they'll use it. So in the building team, finally the application is ready. Finally means application is ready, not a final application. Okay. So directly we should not able to install the application on the production boxes. That means production servers, production devices. So before going to the production release, we need to test that application. Okay. Test that application. So we have a different types of testing services are there. Selenium, testing which, okay. Um, Java automation. So different Tosca, different tools and services are there. Okay. So different tools and service they are using. So once the testing is successfully done, okay, once the testing is successfully done, without any bugs, without any errors, the product will be sent for release. Maybe product will be ready for release, but the main problem is, guys, suppose this is a module one, this module one is completed. So remaining three modules once completed the same type of phases, okay, then project will be released. No, all the module 1, 2, 3, 4, all we can merge together. If all modules are merging without any issues, okay, conflicting issues, so integration issues, so then again finally we'll go for a final testing, and the final test also give 100% good results, then product will be get released. Otherwise, we will face some problem. So the client will not give approval for releasing it. Okay, everything looks good. You understand the software development lifecycle, everything is perfect. So coding, testing, everything, design, everything is there. Okay. So when we are deploying these applications, whatever that developed in this software development team, so we will be installing on different environment, maybe end user computers, end user laptops, in the data center servers, maybe in the cloud servers. So in a different environment, we will be installing or maybe deploying an applications. This phase we called as deployment phase. Deployment phase. Okay. Once a deployment, your job is over. Guys, you purchased a bike or car. That's it. Your job is over. Maybe you will put fuel. Okay. You keep on, you are driving the vehicle or maybe riding the vehicle. So definitely we need to service what we'll call as maintenance. So even cleaning also is maintenance. Okay. Your washing of your car. You put fragrance for your inside of your car. That is also maintenance. So you're spending some money and your time. Same way, this application need to be maintenance after deployment. Okay, that is required production support. So the production support, okay, is a 24/7 based on the requirement. So we have a support team and we have a monitoring services we are using it. So round the clock, this application will be supporting in this project. So the project delivery is a sign of the project will closure but the maintenance will be get continue. The product support will get continue until we will close a deal with the service provider. Okay, service provider with the client. So this is the entire process we call as SDLC. SDLC. So before I'm moving to the next concept, anybody have any questions in this particular SDLC concept? So please come out of from mute and you can ask me. No questions, right? Very great. So during the SDLC, we followed a proper process and proper phases. So software is delivering. But do you think there is no problem in this SDLC? Yes, there's a lot of problems are there. There's a lot of problems are there. Okay. In each phase, guys, in each phase, I will help you to which are the tools and services we can use in a better way. We can increase the software development lifecycle. CH Saidulu, can you please go on mute? If you have any question, you can please ask. Saidulu, if you have any questions, you can ask me. If you don't have, can you please go on mute? Thank you. So let me explain what are the disadvantages, maybe what are the challenges in this SDLC. We should not call it as disadvantages, challenges. Okay. Intentionally, it is not creating the problems. Okay. So we can call this challenges. So guys, when we are requirement analysis, we are not noting down in the pen and paper work, right? So we will use a different types of tools and services to capture the notes. So nowadays we have a planning tools are available. So in requirement analysis, so we have a different types of tools and services are there. One of the a project tool name called Microsoft Project. The tool we will use to capturing all the information. So I have collected this today, Excel I have shown, right? That is a plan was prepared from the project application only. The project name, the project template we name called as Gantt chart. So the spelling is Gantt chart, Gantt chart. So Gantt chart will give you a complete progress of your application and project software development lifecycle. Okay. So these phases will be varies project to project, company to company. Okay. So my company, so I am the managing director for this company. Based on my experience, I write down some points and features based on my comfortness. Okay. So maybe other company, they will follow different phases, but most of the phases they will cover. Understand? Next, design. In the design, we will not use a Microsoft Paint, MS Paint, okay, to draw the planning tools, the flowchart diagrams and all. So we have a wonderful tools in the market, okay. It's a very popular tools in the market like Microsoft Visio, okay. Microsoft Visio, Draw.io, okay. Miro. These are the tools and services we are using to prepare architectural diagrams. Guys, I'll show you a small presentation of draw.io. So in this system, my laptop, so going forward in your classes, I'm going to use draw.io. I don't use Microsoft Paint, very, very less. 95% I'll use only draw.io to prepare the architectural diagrams. Okay. So right now, this is there is no programs I opened here. I'm going to my existing programs I'm opening from my system. Suppose I just open here, you can check this. a different architectural diagrams. I prepared this. Suppose you can see here. So this type of architectural diagrams we will be preparing in this draw.io. So you don't want to go outside and you need to learn these tools. From the day one, when we start working on the project in the services, I'll help you to create each and every block in this particular tool. So even Miro also I will teach. And Visio is a paid services. Okay. If any get any license, okay, definitely I can teach Visio also. So Miro and Raw.io, both tools we will help you here. So these type of tools will give you the clear-cut instructions. So where we need to start, where we need to end the architecture plans in a better way to present to the client. Okay. The next one. So in the traditional software development models, they are not using these type of tools. Coming to the coding. In the traditional model, the people are creating the application code, they'll store in the local system. Suppose Mahesh is a software developer. So he developed the code and he stored the code on the local system. Unfortunately, his system got corrupted. Maybe Mahesh is went for long leave for due to personal emergency. So how he need to transfer the file? So until he return, so the project is not completing. So maybe Mahesh is holding the project 25% of the data. Until he return, project is not completed. So when the project, when giving to the particular service-based company, they'll give the project deadline. That's called product release date. So guys, you know, Apple company every year September or November, so they're releasing one product. Every year one product they're releasing, right? iPhone 12, iPhone 13, iPhone 14, maybe this year iPhone 15, right? So once they decided the date, you should not cross that. If that cross even 1 hour or one day, maybe 1 month, okay, the project is failure. So we should release the product before the release date. So now, due to using the old traditional models, coding and testing services, the project is getting delayed because of the coordination between the people to people, because of we are not using the centralized management system. So nowadays we are using managing the code through in a DevOps lifecycle. We used to call version control system. That's called source code management. A different type of tools and services are there. So one of the tool service name called GitHub. So wherever you go, you can download your code and you can push it. So suppose if the code was uploaded every day by Mahesh, okay. So the build team directly, they can pull the code from the GitHub. They can build an application, send for testing. Am I right? So now we are using version control system for in the project development GitHub services. And one more important thing, after application is ready, we need to install the application on one of the server, development server or maybe testing server. Mostly first a development server we will be installing it. So who will install the application on the development server? So guys, only development team, they will not build the application. So they need a help from operations team, ops team. Hey, who is ops team? Who is upstream? So they need the operations team. We have a various departments are there: desktop team, server team, network team, backup team, database team. So different teams are there. Okay, I'll give you some example. First, desktop team, server team, network team, backup team, and storage team. Okay, and database team. So these are the teams under operations team. So how here coding, building, testing, we call as developers team. So these 5-6 groups will be called as operations team. So guys, you can go to any company, you can ask a software IT engineer, okay? Either it will be belongs to a developer in a DevOps team, in a developers team, either it will be a operations team, definitely. So in this case, the application need to install. Maybe the application is a web-based application. We need to install web server. Maybe the web server is a Windows web server or Linux server. Again, Windows server team is different. Linux server is different. Okay. Maybe it's a desktop. Again, Windows desktop is different. Linux desktop is different. So again, subgroups will be there. Next, maybe it's on-premises team is different. Cloud team is different. And maybe to install this application, we need any ports should open for in the network level. I need to ask network team to open the ports. And you need to configure any backup for this application. I need to take help from the backup team. To connect this application, any database is required. I need to take help from the database server team. So these all team members is required to deliver this application on the event development server. So guys, operations team is different and developers team is different, right? They have a different mentality, different process they'll be following in the IT culture. Example, I'm a operations team engineer. I'm always thinking my server should be up and running without any downtime. Maybe Mahesh is a developer. He wants to deliver the application on time. He wants to deliver the application with the new features. So his goal is different. My goal is different. Both are engineers. Both are software engineers. But he is a developer. I am administrator. Are you clear? Both are same, but different teams we are working. So when Mahesh is sending to me the request, hey Rajesh, can you please deploy this application on so and so environment? So he went for a he closed it. He sent a mail and he leave for the day. So yesterday he sent it. So mostly the developers are working in morning shift, either regular shift. The operations team, they're working in shifts like a morning shift, afternoon shift, night shift. Suppose he pointed the emails to me, right? Okay, so I'm working in afternoon shift, but unfortunately I didn't check his mail. At the end of the day, after 9 p.m., I'm checking. So Mahesh email. So I'm checking that at least I want to spend additional time to deploy this application. Mahesh is not clearly mentioned that. So this is the application. This is a requirement. This is a dependency. This server need to be installed on so and so server. So he didn't mention anything. So without a proper information, I would not able to install any application on the production servers. That means the data center. I'm sending mail to Mahesh. Hey Mahesh. So due to lack of this information, I'm unable to deliver this application on the server. So can you please provide the below information? So Mahesh is sending the mail. So clearly mentioned that Monday the customer will be accessing. So can you please complete this without any fail? So I read that mail and I have understand this is very, very important. I am sending that. So now Mahesh is not checking the mail because we don't have a mobile Outlook connectivity. Okay, he went for a weekend vacation. So he came back on Monday and he checked that. So he reading my mail. So you don't have any other option because of I'm coming afternoon shift. Even afternoon shift I'm coming. Okay, so maybe have other activities to in my bin I want to complete. So again, Mahesh will be CCing the managers. So what Rajesh, you are not completing this task because of it will be a escalation from the client. If today evening they'll be logging in. So this is not at all acceptance. So he will be sending his complaints. So my manager will be asking me, why Rajesh, you are not taking responsibility? Sir, this is not my job because he's a developer. He know everything. So this application where it will be installed. So if he don't know what is the difference between server or desktop and operating system like a Windows and Linux, how could I help him? Okay, he is also senior engineer. I would not be able to feed all the information. Okay, So my manager will understand the problem. So my manager will support me very well in this project situation. So sending back, hey Mahesh, you're doing the mistake because of you're not properly sending the information. How Rajesh will do that? Okay. So don't blame our team. So here, not a person. My manager will be thinking about to save the entire team because of his manager again will be complained about entire team, right? So my manager will be indicating that my team we are following the proper process, and my manager is looping the director of this project. Okay, so now we are fighting each other between the development team and operations team because of we don't have a proper collaboration. So I'm not joining operations team calls, operations teams, sorry, I'm not joining the development calls, and development team is not joining the operations calls. So that's why we don't know anything about the project urgency, project requirement. Okay, we have two different mentality peoples. So because of this situation, the project is getting delayed, and sometimes the project is get extended of the releasing date. So client will requesting to pay the penalty. Yes, yes. So that's a big challenge. Some companies are paying the penalties. Whatever the money is taking, more than they're paying it back because of as per agreement. If the agreement is violation, they will go for filing the case. Yes. Whenever we are start working on the project, we will do the legal documentation. Yes, I'm doing the legal documentation with my client. So I'm going to the lawyer, legal lawyer for corporates, corporate law. I'm following that, and we will be writing all the requirement, whatever the I have shown right plan, the plan diagrams, everything we will attach, and mutual understanding document we will be written. Okay. So based on that, everybody, so if the person is not paying for me, I can put the complaint. Maybe I'm not giving the proper work. So even my client will complain on my name. So both are in a win-win situation. Okay. But in this middle phases, there are a lot of challenges are there. So to avoid this, DevOps came into the picture. They are okay. In the DevOps tools and services, if you follow, we will be eliminating the issues. So weekly we will be conducting the meetings. So whatever the application status and how many people are working and what are the roadblocks, everything we will be maintained. So we will maintain, there is a board called Kanban board. Kanban board. What is meaning of Kanban board? Example, there is a match is going, cricket match. So there is a scoreboard will be there. Scoreboard is every minute is updating, or 15 minutes once, 15 minutes once updating. Why? The people wants to know what is the score, what is the match status. Same way, in your software development culture, they'll create a software dashboard, the dashboard name called Kanban board. The Kanban board, they will be creating some kind of phases and what is the project status is there. Okay, so I'll show you how the Kanban board is look like. Okay, how the Kanban board is look like, I'll show you. Guys, you can check this. This is a Kanban board. Okay, this is a Kanban board. So what are the backlogs? What are the in progress items? And what are the peer review? What is in test? What are the completed? What are the blocked? So this is the way. So maybe these items will be changing project to project. So basically, this Kanban cards will be picking by the employees who is working in the project. Okay. So who are working in the project, they'll picking that this particular project items. Okay. This is called user stories. This is not called as tickets, guys. Okay. This is not a tickets. This is called user stories. So officially, if you look this, so ABC workboard. So this is a way the board will be showing here. Okay. There's a different kind of tools and services they'll be using. So the people will be working here and completing this. So every day this board is monitored, under monitor. So this board will be monitored by a one person, the person name called the Scrum Master. So he will be keep on updating, collecting all the information and sending the daily reports, weekly reports to the project leaders. So you don't have any other option to escape from here. That's why the projects are going in a smoother way. Fine. And to run these projects in this particular software development cycle, some tools and services are using. Example, I told you know, in a coding development, we are using some popular tools like a GitHub, Bitbucket. Okay, this type of version control system they'll be using. So, example, Mahesh was developing the code. He is uploading end of the day in GitHub. Maybe he's going for leave, no problem. The particular repository will be accessible by other people in the team. So there's a collaborative mode. They can pull the data, they can rework it. Okay, no problem. Everybody have some kind of emergency, right? We need to accept it. Then go for testing. So there's a continuous testing will be there. So we have kind of pipelines tools are available in the Devops tools. Okay, Jenkins system, CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous development. There is a completely testing, everything will be done. The Artifactory reports will be get collected. Based on the Artifactory report, automatically application either will be sent back to the recoding application, and either application will be delivered to the client. Okay, some deployments. So I'm not working on single system. We have a 500 systems, 1000 system, 2000 systems. Okay, different environment. We have a Ansible tool. We can deliver the applications on the servers remotely. In a single click, we can deliver the applications. Understand? So these all tools and services, monitoring services, everything I included in our course content, guys. In our course content. So especially I'll share this course content with everyone. You will get it by WhatsApp. So introductions, software development lifecycle. Today I have cleared that. And going forward, I will be explaining about what are the other software development models we are using. So what are the challenges we are facing in the real-time environment? Why we need to go for DevOps principle and practices. If you are going that, so what is the minimum knowledge you need to learn to DevOps tools? So the minimum knowledge is first Linux and shell scripting. So guys, we will start Linux and shell scriptings in the next classes. Okay, along with that, AWS account creation. So here Linux and shell scripting. So first we will go for Linux operating system introductions, file systems and kernel concepts, and basic Linux introductions. Things will be there. So this server where we need to create. So basically everybody are using small operating systems, small systems like a 4 GB RAM, 8 GB RAM like that. Don't worry about that. Amazon Web Services, it is a free of cost. 1 year accessibility is available. We will create a AWS account. We will create a Amazon Linux missions and we will practice here. So like that, we will complete a Linux and shell scripting in this first phase. After that, we will go for version controlling system. Example, softwares developers are once they're developing the code, how they'll be managing that. So that's a Git and GitHub, we will be explaining that. After that, this particular code, how we will be converting is a builder. So that's a Maven, is a build tool. I told you know, we have other tools also, Ant and Gradle also is there. So Maven is a very popular tool in the market. I'm going to teach here. And some kind of a Sonar Cube. This is kind of repository creations to maintain it. So logs verification and all. Sonar Cube we will be maintain that. And Apache Tomcat. So ultimately we need some web services to deploy in applications. So it's a very popular services, Apache Tomcat, and along with that, Windows services also will explain, Windows web servers. But most of the companies, they'll be using Apache Tomcat. Okay. So here in Apache Tomcat, how to install the various platform like Ubuntu, Red Hat Linux. So these are the platform we will explain, and what are the web servers and applications differences on Tomcat directory structure where we need to change the files and all, and the port numbers, and what are the roles in Tomcats. Everything I'll explain here in this particular Tomcat. It's very important. And coming to that Nexus, this is a directory structure. So we will create user accounts and giving the permissions and administrator activities, everything we can track from the Nexus directory system here. Okay. In the Nexus, how to install and how to configure and how to manage everything we will be explaining in this area. And coming to Jenkins CI/CD. So you already build your application is readily available. How you can deliver these applications like a building, deployment, testing, delivery, and everything we will be creating from the Jenkins. So this is one of the main work in your DevOps engineer role. And after that, Docker. So normally nowadays we are using like a virtual machines and a cloud instances, physical servers. But now the latest technology is called containerization without operating system. Without operating system, we can create a multiple applications delivery through containerization. That is called a Docker. So the Docker, the complete structure, installation, configuration, management, some projects we'll explain here. And after that, so we have Ansible. So Ansible means it's a kind of configuration management, like we can create a complete environment, system creations, network creations, delivering of applications, everything through playbooks, how to create a playbooks, everything we will be explaining in the very popular tools like Ansible. And Kubernetes, so I told so Kubernetes is a orchestrator product to managing the containerization applications. So like we have a pod creations, replica sets creations, so deployment configuration, services pooling, okay, rolling updates, everything for a Docker based applications we can manage in the Kubernetes. Kubernetes is a Google company service, okay, Kubate. And so this all environment we are building on, we need a proper system, infrastructure, cloud computing services, AWS. So in AWS, we have a different services are there. Like we have a computing services, networking services, storage services, and the security services. Okay. These all services we will be explaining here. So total 17 services we will be teaching in Amazon Web Services. Okay. 17 services. Okay. 17 services. So this is a very important. So that means in this program, we will teach both Amazon Web Services and DevOps. That's why we call it as mastering program. Okay, mastering program. Coming to the Terraform. So nowadays, the environment we are building manually. So, but we have a technology called as infrastructure code. By using the coding language like AML, you can build the infrastructure in a fraction of minutes. So Terraform will be there. Terraform also we will be covered. And some miscellaneous concepts like a monitoring tool, some ticketing tools, some kind of Kubernetes engines, web configuration, and some Python Docker automation concepts that we will explain. And additionally, we will create the each individual resume points and how you need to prepare, where you need to prepare, and when you're preparing the resume interviews, okay, what are the items you need to display on your resume, everything we will explain. Agile and Scrum methodologies, we will take some kind of practices, and DevOps catalogs, how you will be catalogs, like if you are example Pravina, she is expert in some area, and Mahesh is expert in some area. So you need to take care of what type of projects, other people are taking what type of projects, we will explain. Entire project workflow in DevOps that we will explain everywhere, every project area, we will be creating some workflow. I already explained, right? This type of diagrams I will prepare, and the live diagrams I can show you. So this is a overall, and additionally, guys, we will maintain this type of LMS system. So we will create a group. So you can request to join everybody, and in this particular groups, you can able to suppose batch number 123. So you can join here in this particular batches. Okay. You can join like this, and you can chat with each other. We have any kind of test we conducted, you can attend this. If any videos are uploaded, you can upload your videos. Any live classes, see this. This is the type of documents we will be uploaded, and study materials. Everything we will be updating in the system. So this is a mobile-based application, web-based application, wherever you can connect and you can utilize this. Okay. This application access will give for at least a minimum 2 years. Okay. Any other questions? And you don't want to record any video, We will record and we will share with you. Okay. Then finally, we have a job opportunities in Naukri. You please go here. You please go here. Suppose you need to search your job items like a example AWS DevOps engineer. Okay. Maybe AWS DevOps administrator. Okay. AWS DevOps architect. Minimum 3+ years of experience and search your jobs. And scroll down. Here is a freshness. You can click this. And last 3 days, how many jobs are available? You can check this. Suppose AWS Cloud Engineer. You can see this. You can check this particular course items, okay? And you can cross verify my course content. Definitely 80% of the course is updated in this particular job description. Damn sure. So that's why once you complete this course, you can easily apply the jobs. You don't have any problem in that. Understand? So the course content and the job description, mostly it is matching up to 80%. So that you can easily apply your jobs, you can attend the interview. So even when you attend the interview, I can help you. So how you need to answer those questions. I'll take a mock-up calls, okay? So you will be asking the questions, how I'll be answer your interview questions. One day, a live interview session I'll be conduct. So every batch, you please ask your questions, I can answer. So that's it for today's class, and the batch will be continue from, okay, the batch will be continue from, so tomorrow, okay, the same time the batch will start, okay. So first few days, like 3 to 5 days, we are not charging anything. You please join and you can cross verify this training is compare with other trainers and other training institutions, whether they're teaching in a proper way or not. You can compare it. Then once you are satisfied in this training, then you can pay your fees and you can continue. Otherwise, not required. Okay. So now go with your question answers one by one. Ravi Shankar, Mahesh. If you are silent means you don't have any questions. No problem. Okay. And one more important update. And I'm displaying my number. Okay. I'm displaying my number. So I'll be free between 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. today. So you can directly call my number. Maybe if my number is busy, you please send a message on WhatsApp. Okay. Please send a message on WhatsApp. So you joined the today's demo. Maybe you need to talk to me. You can send a single line message. I'll call you back whenever I'm free. This is my number. You can please note down. And one more important update. Few people are not joining in WhatsApp group. I have shared the WhatsApp group, community group there in the WebEx link. You please join. We don't want to disturb anyone because of individual message delivering is very difficult. So please join the group. Maybe if you're not interested, you can leave at any point of time. Nobody will call you why you left the job, why you left the group. Okay. Understand? So I already shared the WhatsApp group link. You please join there. So mostly we will be preferring to sending a message in the WhatsApp group itself. It's a community group. So nobody will collect your numbers on the WhatsApp group area. Okay. It's a confidentiality. Don't worry about it. You can join the WhatsApp group. It's a community group. It is. So if you don't have any questions, you can leave for the day. Once you copying the WhatsApp group link, you can leave for that. Thank you.